Silver's on the scene. Hope everyone's doing great. It is Wednesday, August 28th, and a big thank you to you. Thank you for answering my question when it came to the RV parks and which one Christopher Proudfoot was at the night Sebastian went missing. Had a lot of comments, had some emails, and allegedly, in our opinion, it looks as though he was at EZ Daze RV Park, which is in Southaven, Mississippi, on the night Sebastian went missing. And that would also be the park where he went back 17 hours to retrieve the RV. So that is tonight's video. Let's discuss what exactly did happen at EZ Daze RV Park, Southaven, Mississippi. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great on this Wednesday, the 28th. Thank you again for the comments and the answers to the RV park. Why are we here? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Take a look at this new flyer issued out by the FBI when we find out Monday, a few days ago, that we now have a $50,000 reward out for this boy, Sebastian Rogers, missing, gone, 6 months and 2 days. 6 months and 2 days. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838 or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND or tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. You may also contact your local FBI office, the nearest American embassy or consulate, or you can submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. Coming from the field office, Memphis, Tennessee. I love this photo. I don't know if I've ever seen this photo of Sebastian, so it's good to see another photo. Keeping the awareness alive. Get this flyer out, spread it, post it, as we're doing now with this video, because I'll be honest with you, and I know faces fairly well, but seeing this child next to me in a public place versus this child, they're almost two completely different kids. I don't know the age differences here. I know this one allegedly was taken the day before. It would be Saturday, the day before Sunday, and then him going missing. I'm not sure about this one. So, as we said in the intro there in the topic, did anything happen here? Did anything happen at the RV park named EZ Daze? So let's break down exactly what some we know, some we're going to allege. Everything in this video, I'll go ahead and state, is allegedly in my opinion. Again, thank you for your help on narrowing this down. Excuse me. With all of my searching, with all of my looking, with all of my boots on the ground and getting on the scene, as we do at Silver's on the Scene, I've been to this park once. One time, there's a video out there where I drove from it over to Yogi. It's about a couple of miles. You go from Southaven, this is in Southaven, Mississippi, to Horn Lake, Mississippi. And ladies and gentlemen, it's almost as if once I got there in Horn Lake, I never even thought about EZ Daze again. So that's what I want to discuss tonight with the question, did anything happen here? So let's take you here to Google Maps. Anyone can get here. Anyone can look this up. And we're going to do this as we go. So this is an aerial shot. You know I like doing aerial shots. I like to see a bird's eye view of what I'm looking at. In a case like this, or in any missing person case, if you feel as though I do that the missing person could be in the woods somewhere, placed there, hidden there, allegedly, in my opinion, buried there, then these overview shots are great, because I knew nothing of Horn Lake when I made my first visit, and I'm almost starting to know pretty much where things are laid out. So let's just zoom in a bit. Just zooming out. Let's zoom in a bit. So let's start by looking here. This is the abandoned home. Sits on Highway 51. Highway 51 and Nail Road. That has been my target focus area. As you can see, Yogi's Yellowstone Park there. Directly across from the RV, approximately here on this end spot, is where Christopher Proudfoot's RV has been. During my time looking into this case and trying to find Sebastian Rogers, we know the abandoned warehouse has been in videos. I've done some digging here. I've looked around this Horn Lake Creek. I've looked in this area. I still believe this could be a very suspect spot, as well as all of this area that it sits adjacent to the park. So then I wanted to look further and say, am I missing something here? And I'll throw this photo up. Look here, ladies and gentlemen. I just kind of outlined all of these X's. But I made this circle a few days ago. What about this X? What about this X? So that leads to the question, did anything happen here? Did anything happen here? So, let's take a look at just how close, as I mentioned, EZ Daze RV Park is to Yogi Bear's. As the crow flies, less than a half a mile. As we have to drive, it's around 2 miles. Okay, so I was in the car with Silvers too. We took a nice little stroll, drive, and we made our way over to Yogi. So, why did I do the drive, and what was my thinking a few months ago when I did this? Well, it was like this. I had originally thought Christopher Proudfoot had his RV sitting here on the evening Sebastian went missing. He comes home, as we all know, and then allegedly, I believe it's the next day, and I believe he actually stated that day, allegedly, in my opinion. How much of what he says can you believe? However, we won't go there right now. We'll just say the 27th, which will be yesterday, 6 months ago, I believed him to come over here, and he moved the RV to Yogi Bear. That's what I had thought had happened. So by doing my drive, then I was looking for places, areas where, if he had Sebastian with him, allegedly, in my opinion, he could hide him, dispose of him. And that led me, to here, and then you've got the abandoned home, and then all these areas here. So that was the topic of that video and the drive. What I've since learned, and this is coming from Chris's own words, he did not move from here to there. He actually retrieved the RV and took it back to his home, Sebastian's home, Katie's home, in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Okay, so I asked the question yesterday, and everybody, for the most, it was like 98%, that yes, he was at EZ Daze when Sebastian went missing, retrieved this the day after they reported him missing, took it back to Hendersonville, 17 hours missing. He was gone, 17 hours. And when he came back, as we know, Katie came back with him 3 weeks later. Sebastian had been missing only 3 weeks. And they came and they posted up right here at this spot, the front spot for the RVs, Yogi Bear. People started driving by. I started going, checking these areas, checking these areas, checking these areas. And forgot about this. Totally forgot about this. So, let me give you another lay of the land. I'll back out a little bit further just so you can understand something. So, we're looking at Southaven. You see Southaven RV and Marine. But adjacent, I mean, I don't know where the line crosses, but I believe when I'm driving and I'm there, once I cross this freeway up here around this Chick-fil-A, so I'm in Southaven, I cross over, and now I'm in Horn Lake. Horn Lake Creek. This is in Horn Lake. I don't know where the divider is. As I took my 2-mile drive, where did it become Horn Lake? But they're adjacent cities. That's my point. And then north, you'll find Memphis. So you have Memphis at the south of Tennessee. You cross the state line, you hit Southaven, and then you go a little further and you're in Horn Lake. Okay? We filed the police report, Christy and I, with Horn Lake Police Department. And I had asked about a few spots, in other areas to check, and they were telling me, well, that's Southaven. So it's a different jurisdiction. So what do we know for the most part? Forget the days and the times and when he did it, but we know that Chris Proudfoot was staying at EZ Daze here. Okay, he was staying at EZ Daze, working in Memphis. So he's living in Southaven, Mississippi, working in Memphis. Sebastian goes missing. He brings the RV back home, and when he takes the RV back, he moves to the adjacent city of Horn Lake to Yogi Bear's. Why did he make that move? Why not go back to EZ Daze? Why go a city over, 2 miles over, to Yogi? So that leads to the question, did something happen here? Did something happen here? Looking at this property, you can see here there is a fence. If you go down on the ground, you can catch a couple of YouTube videos, people touring the property about a year ago. There's a fence that pretty much goes across, and it cuts off these woods and these homes, And over here is very interesting because that fence goes to about here, and then you have this set of trees. You have a warehouse here that is occupied. Something's going on. You have a freeway here. Okay? You have some public works department here. So who owns this property? Are these trees owned by the RV? Or are these owned by the warehouse? Or does somewhere here in the middle it becomes their property and it's the RV's property? So could someone be in one of these RVs and easily step into these, I don't even want to call it woods, this tree line, and hide something? If you take a look at these RVs that probably run 15 to 20 feet, if you put one over here, you're looking at probably at least a 20-foot wide area of trees. And as you can see, it's really easy to go in here and hide something. Now, allegedly, in my opinion, I'm not saying anything happened. I'm trying to ask the question. The first question is, where was Christopher Proudfoot's RV? Where was it? Was it over here? Was it over here? Was it at the front like he was at Yogi? Was it in the back? Or was it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was it in one of these 9 spots? Allegedly, in my opinion, Christopher Proudfoot in those 17 hours, was Sebastian with him at EZ Daze? Let's take a look again at this photo. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been here. Thank you, Christy, on the case. Check out her channel. She was here with me. Silvers 2. been here, I've 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 been here. So when I made this photo the other night, and I circled it, and I started putting the X's in it, I believe it was today. What stands out? Maybe someone needs to look here. Maybe someone needs to look here. So going back to Southaven, going back to Horn Lake, we do have a police report on file with the Horn Lake PD. Maybe it's time to get a report on file with the Southaven PD. Now the FBI involved, crossing state lines. We may be onto something here. We may be onto something here. Going back to the question, did something happen here? So, with all that being said, recap my theory. As most of you already, I'm sure, know, I do believe, allegedly in my opinion, that Sebastian was removed from the home between 3 and 3:30. Flashlight video. I believe at that point either A, he was taken somewhere nearby, or B, he, Christopher Proudfoot, took him that night. If he was taken that night, was he brought here? Was he brought here? Okay. Or was he taken that night somewhere else, and then when Christopher Proudfoot made his 17-hour journey over to Mississippi to retrieve the RV, was he with him then, or was he waiting on him from the night before? So these are the questions. Did anything happen here? So I believe someone needs to dive into this. Maybe it'll be Silver's on the scene. Maybe, just maybe. As everyone knows, I do have a full-time job. I basically travel the entire state of Georgia. I travel the entire state of Tennessee and half of Alabama. So there's a lot of travel. I spend about 3 weeks, over a 6-week period, 3 weeks in Georgia, near my home in Atlanta. And those are every other week as I go to South Georgia, Knoxville, Nashville, Memphis, Huntsville, Birmingham, Alabama. So it is difficult for me just to get there. So I wanted to post this because there is a reward out there. If anyone who lives in Horn Lake's looking and listening, Southaven, maybe it's time to contact the PD there and ask, has anyone asked about this area? Has anyone asked about this area? Look how close everything is. Why move your RV from here to here? Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he didn't like the RV and the accommodations and the park and all that, so it was an easy plan to move over here. He had driven by Yogi on the way to work, and I'm going to move here the next time I move, and with all this going on, it was the perfect time. Maybe there's nothing to it. Maybe nothing happened here. Then again, maybe something happened here. Those are the questions, folks, as this case goes on. As we spoke about yesterday, though, the FBI with the reward, I think, unfortunately, it gets more people out looking. Unfortunately, meaning that they're looking because of the reward. But that's okay. We get people looking, right? We get people looking, and all eyes on deck to keep awareness alive, because here's what it's about. Here's what it's about. Sling this flyer everywhere, post it, do your own video, ask questions, share with your friends and family. That's the only way we're going to be able to find Sebastian and bring him home. Keep the awareness alive. We find him, and then we get justice. So, leave me a comment, send me an email. What do you know? Do you know anything more about the RV park named EZ Daze, located in Southaven, Mississippi? Have we been looking in the wrong city? Have we been focused on the wrong area? And could it be as simple as why Christopher Proudfoot moved his RV when he came back 3 weeks later is he did not want anything to do with the area? Something could have happened. All right. So, with that, everyone have a fantastic evening. I hope this video brings awareness. That's the main key to this boy, Sebastian Rogers, missing, gone, over 6 months now. And I hope it sparks maybe, just maybe, some thought process as to where we may be needing to look and focus our efforts. Because the goal is really simple. Find Sebastian Rogers. Gone from his home in Hendersonville over 6 months. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Have a great evening. And as always, with Silvers on the Scene, stay tuned. More to come.